Hello everyone, welcome you to the revision class of Financial Management 2nd, Chapter 2nd, Working Capital Management. So this factors determining size of working capital may come for section B or C. Let's see this. Nature of business will determine the size of working capital. If the business requires labor and raw material in huge quantity, then the size of the working capital is more. In case of heavy industries, public utilities, mines and automobile industries where labor and raw material and other components are required in huge in size, so they require working capital in huge amount. Scale of operation: in case of large scale industries where they need a huge amount of working capital for financing labor force and for buying quantity of large amount of raw material. So in case of large scale industries, requirement of working capital is more. In case of small scale industries, requirement of working capital is less. Length of operating cycle: length of operating cycle will decide the working capital requirement. In case of longer operating cycle like shipbuilding activity, aircraft manufacturing, construction of dams, so these activities will require investment huge amount while the work is in progress. So if the length of the operating cycle is more, then working capital requirement is high. Rapidity of turnover: if goods get sold quickly, lesser working capital is needed. In case of FMCG products, working capital needed is less because rapidity of turnover is more. Goods are immediately after production it is sold. Nature of demand: if the demand is stable, the working capital is predictable. So working capital requirement also very less if the demand is stable. If demand is unpredictable or if it is fluctuating, then the working capital requirement is high. Level of automation: higher level of automation in the industry reduces the labor force, so lesser size of working capital is needed. And in case of lower level of automation, they requires larger labor force, so we need to pay more wages to the workers, thus larger working capital is required. Reliability of supply: nature of supply of raw material and components also decides the size of working capital. If the supply is not certain, a larger inventory should be carried, resulting in larger working capital. Operative efficiency: highly efficient companies carry on production with minimum raw material and minimum labor force. Naturally, they can carry on with lesser working capital. Credit policy: companies that sell the goods on cash basis, they require minimum working capital, because when the credit sale is allowed, the length of the credit period that determines the size of working capital. Longer the period of credit, more will be the size of working capital. Suppliers credit: companies buying only on cash basis needs a large size of working capital. If credit purchase is possible, the credit period allowed decides the size of working capital. Longer is the period, less will be the working capital. Price of input: if costly inputs like diamonds, gold and platinum are used, as in case of watch manufacturing and jewelry industries, so their working capital requirement is high. Level of profits: industries which are highly profitable like computer software need lesser working capital, so their profit margin that can be contributed to the working capital. Banking norms: banking may prescribe the norms to be followed by the industries in order to borrow from them for the working capital requirements. So if they have stringent or strict norms, then the working capital requirement is high. If we get loans from the banks very easily, then working capital need not to be maintained at huge quantity. Taxes: in case of heavily taxed industries like cigarette manufacturing and breweries need larger working capital. They need larger amount of working capital just to pay excise duty to the government. And finally, last one, dividend policy. Some companies they pay 3 to 4 times interim dividend in a year, so naturally it will call for a larger working capital. Let's see the estimation of working capital requirement. Working capital requirement can be estimated by 3 methods. They are components of working capital method, percentage sales method, and operating cycle method. So now let us see the first method, components of working capital method. So this is a format for calculating working capital requirement under components of working capital method. So first you have to write current assets. Under current assets, first you have to write inventory. Inventory consists raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. Raw material, then work in progress, there you have to see that if the details of work in progress are not given, it is assumed to be 100% of raw material, 50% labor, and 50% overheads are used while the work is in the process. Then finished goods are valued on the basis of cost of production. So we need to prepare cost sheet for that to calculate cost of production, and debtors on the basis of cost of sales. Then cash in hand, as it is you have to write. Then prepaid expenses, how many months it is paid in advance we have to write. So these are the current assets. Then current liabilities includes creditors or bills payable. So for creditors, that is you have to consider raw materials. On the base of raw materials you need to calculate creditors. So raw material purchased and raw material consumed information given if it is. Then you have to take raw material purchased for the calculation of creditors. Then expenses outstanding. So how many months it is outstanding, that is considered as current liability. Let's move on to the practical. Here is the first problem. Prepare an estimate of working capital requirement from the following information. Here sales in units given, selling price, percentage, net profit on sales given. So with this information we can calculate cost of sales. Sales minus profit, and that is cost of sales. So 8,000 into 8 lakh. 8,000 into 10, it is 8 lakh sales less 10% net profit on sales. So you will get the cost of sales. Then average credit period allowed to customers. Customers in the sense debtors 3 months. So debtors calculation will be calculating on the basis of cost of sales. So cost of sales we already calculated. It is 7,20,000. Average credit period allowed by the suppliers. So here no other information given relating to raw materials. Suppliers in the sense here creditors. So information is not given relating to raw materials. So we taking cost of sales as base for calculating this. If no other information given, you have to take cost of sales as the base for calculation of components of working capital. Then average period of inventory 2 months. So this also we are calculating on the base of cost of sales. So first you have to write current assets, estimation of working capital requirement. First current asset, under that only 2 components are there. Here one is debtor and inventory. Debtors I already said it is on the basis of cost of sales. Cost of sales is 7,20,000. So what is the time period required for getting amount from the debtors? It is 3 months. So 7,20,000 into 3 by 12. So it is 1,80,000. And inventory, what is the period of inventory which is there in stock? That is 2 months. So 7,20,000 into 2 by 12 is 1,20,000. So gross working capital is 3 lakh. Less current liabilities. There is only one current liabilities, that is of creditors. Credit period allowed by suppliers, it is 1 month. Calculating on the basis of cost of sales into 1 by 12, 60,000. So working capital required is 2,40,000. Here is the second problem. Prepare an estimate of working capital requirement from the following information. So sales credit period 3 months. So what is this? Credit period allowed to the debtors 3 months. Remember here information is relating to debtors. Sales full amount written. Then raw materials 12 lakh, wages paid 15 days in arrears. So outstanding wages it is. Manufacturing expenses also outstanding for 1 month. Administration expenses 1 month arrears. sales promotion expenses paid in advance. This is current liabilities. These three are current liabilities. This is current asset. Sales promotion paid in advance. Any expenses, if it is paid in advance, it is considered as current asset. Outstanding expenses, current liabilities. Income tax payable, it is a current liability. The company enjoys 1 month credit from suppliers of raw materials. It means it maintains 2 months stock of raw materials. So raw materials are in stores for 2 months. So raw material information is here, 12 lakh into 2 by 12. 1 month of stock of finished goods. So information relating to finished goods, amount of finished goods not given. So we are calculating finished goods on the basis of cost of production. So we need to prepare cost sheet for that. So cash balance maintained at 50,000. Cash is a current asset. We have to write under current asset. Finally, we have to add contingencies 10%. So here we require information of debtors and because credit period allowed for debtors given, that means there is a debtor. Debtors are calculated on the basis of cost of sales. So we have to prepare cost sheet for the calculation of cost of production, which is required for calculation of finished goods, and cost of sales for the debtors calculation. So let's see. Calculation of cost of sales. First you have to write raw material. How you prepare cost sheet, same way you have to prepare. Raw materials 12 lakh, which is as it is there in problem. Then add wages. So you'll get prime cost. Add manufacturing expenses. You'll get per cost. Add administration expenses. Production cost. So this cost of production or production cost which is required for the calculation of finished goods. If you add selling expenses to the cost of production, you will get cost of sales, not production, cost of sales. So this information is required for the calculation of debtors. If you have only information about cost of sales, then you are calculating finished goods on the basis of cost of sales only, because or if you have only cost of production information, then you are calculating debtors on the basis of cost of production, and we are assuming there is no selling expenses. So like that assumption we have to do. Statement of estimation of working capital. First you have to write cash balance. First current asset, which is directly given in a problem. Second inventory, and in inventory there is raw material. Raw material amount is given in problem, that is 12 lakh, and raw materials are in store for 2 months, so 2 by 12 you will get amount 2 lakh. And finished goods are in stores for 2 months, so from where you get this amount, that is cost of production. Cost of production is 28 lakh 80,000 into 2 by 12, you will get amount 2 lakh 40,000. Total inventory is 4 lakh 40,000. Then debtors are valued at cost of sales. So from the cost sheet we got this amount 29 lakh 80,000 into what is the credit period allowed to debtors, that is credit, for the sales credit period is 3 months. For the sales in the sense for the debtors 3 months. Then prepaid sales promotion expenses. Total promotion expenses is 1 lakh and it is paid in advance for only 3 months. So 1 lakh into 3 by 12, it is 25,000. So gross working capital, total of current asset is 12 lakh 60,000 less current liabilities. First item is creditors. Creditors, here information given. Here you can see the company enjoys 1 month credit from supplier of raw material. Suppliers means creditors, so they gave credit period for 1 month. So raw material information is here, and for the raw material credit period allowed is 1 month. For the supplier, credit period allowed by the supplier is 1 month. Amount we are taking of raw material. Okay. So 12 lakh into 1 by 12, it's 1 lakh. Manufacturing expenses for the year, whole amount is 6 lakh and arrear is for only 1 month. Similarly, administration expenses also 1 month arrear, 1,20,000 into 1 by 12. So you got this amount. Then income tax payable, it is paid in full. There is no month calculation for this. It is paid in full. Then wages arrears. It is arrear for 15 days. 15 days means half month. Okay, that's like that we are taking. Wages in arrears 9,60,000 into 0.5 half month means divided by 12, 40,000. So total current liability is 12,25,000. If you deduct it from the current assets, you will get 10,35,000 as a working capital. Then you have to add here. They have asked to maintain 10% contingencies. So 1,03,500 you need to add to the working capital. Then you will get net working capital required 11,38,500. One more problem. You are supplied with the following information of Bright India Limited. Production for the entire year, it is 69,000 units. Finished goods in stores for 3 months. Raw material for 2 months. Production process in the sense of work in progress, that is for 1 month. Work in progress includes 3 items: raw material, wages and overhead. Credit allowed by creditors 2 months. Credit given to debtors 3 months. Selling price per unit is ₹50. So raw materials 50% of selling price, direct wages 10% of selling price, overheads 20% of selling. Here only we can calculate cost of production and cost of sales. So 50 plus 10 plus 20. So cost of production or cost of sales is 80. In units we can calculate. There is a regular production and sales cycle. Wages and overheads accrue evenly. Wages are paid in the next month of accrual. That means 1 month outstanding. Materials are introduced at the beginning of the production cycle. So estimation of working capital requirement. First current asset, under that debtors. Here cash information not given, so directly we are going for debtors. So total number of units, it is 69,000 and price per unit is 50. So 69,000 into 50. And what is cost of sales? It is 80%. 50, 10 plus 20, it is 80%. Into what is a credit period allowed to debtors? It is 3 months. So 3 by 12. Then inventory of raw material. Inventory consists raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Okay. So raw material 69,000 into 50. This is of total amount into 50%. Raw material consists what? 50% of selling price. So 50%, this is the 50% we are writing here, into raw materials are in stores for 2 months. 2 by 12. Then inventory of work in progress. Work in progress, that is production processes, it is for 1 month. 69,000 into 50. First for material into 50% into work in progress is for 1 month. So we are assuming 100% of raw materials are used. No other information given. So 100% of raw material used. Then wages 69,000 into 50 into 10%. Wages is 10%. Into month is 1 by 12. And we are assuming 50% of wages. So this is the assumption we are making. 50% of wages are used for the materials which are in process. Overheads, same assumption which are applicable for overhead. 69,000 into 50 into 20%, this amount we are writing, into 1 month, it is for stores for 1 month, into 50%. Assumption, 50% is the assumption, it is there in stores for 50%. Okay, total work in progress is 1,86,185. Finished goods on the base of cost of production. Here cost of production and cost of sales are considered as same. So that is 80%. 69,000 into 50 into 80% into 3 by 12. It is 6,90,000. Less current liabilities. Creditors 69,000 into 50 into 50%. So from where you got this 50%? Creditors are valued on the basis of raw materials. So this 50% we are taking. And credit allowed by creditors is 2 months. Credit allowed by creditors is 2 months, so that we are taking 2 by 12. So 2,87,500. Lag in wages. Wages accrue evenly. It is paid in the next month. That means 1 month is arrear. So 1 by 12. So this is the net working capital. Next question. Here cost sheet of a company given, raw material per unit given 70, direct labor 30, overheads 50. So profit and total selling price. So if you deduct profit from the selling price, you will get what? Cost of sales. So here cost of sales is 70 plus 30 plus 50. So 150 is cost of sales or cost of production. So we'll move to the statement. Current asset, under that first cash at bank or cash in hand. We'll read the question first, okay. Raw materials are in stock for 2 months. Materials are in process for 1 month. Material in process means work in progress for 1 month. Finished goods are in stock for on an average 2 months. Finished goods on the basis of cost of production, it is 150. Okay, then credit allowed to customers. Customers in the sense debtors, creditors 2 months, debtors also 2 months. Lag in payment of wages, it is 1 month, that is current liabilities. Lag in payment of overhead expenses, current liability, it is 1 month. 1/4 of the output it is sold for cash. Then what about the remaining? It is for credit. 3 by 4 is for credit. Cash in hand at bank expected to be 30,000. So cash in hand, it is current asset. You are required to prepare a statement of working capital requirement for 52,000 units of production. Let's do this statement of working capital computation. First current asset, under that current cash in hand or at bank 30,000. Debtors, number of units, it is 52,000. So 52,000. Debtors are valued on the basis of cost of sales, it is 150. 70 plus 30 plus 50, 150. So 52,000 into 150 into 3 by 4. So 1 by 4 is for cash. What is for credit sale? Credit sale is 3 by 4. That's why we have taken here 3 by 4. Credit sale 4 is for 3 by 4. And what is the credit period allowed to debtors to customer? It is 2 months, 2 by 12. Inventory of raw material 52,000 into what is the price of raw material? It is 70, and raw materials are in stores for 2 months. So 2 by 12, 6,06,667. Then work in progress material, we are taking 100%, that is 52,000 into 70. And what is the material process which are in stores for how many months? Material process on an average for 1 month. So 52,000 into 17 by 1 by 12. Then work in progress consists wages. It is assumed 50%. Information ಯಾವುದು ಕೊಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು work in progress ಅಲ್ಲಿ raw material 100%, wages 50%, overheads 50% ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. So 52,000 into price per unit of wages, it is 30. Materials are in process for 1 month and 50%. Overheads also same. 52,000 into 50, this is the per unit of overhead into 1 by 12 into 50%. Then inventory of finished goods. Finished goods are valued on the basis of cost of production. Cost of production is 150. 70 plus 30 plus 50, it is 150. 52,000 into 150. And what is the period of finished goods? Finished goods are in stores for on an average 2 months. So 2 by 12. Then current liabilities. Creditors 52,000 into 70. 70, this is the cost of raw material, and credit allowed by creditors is 2 months, 2 by 12. And wages per unit is 30, and it is outstanding for 1 month. Overhead per unit is 50, and it is outstanding for 1 month. Okay. Next, second method of calculating working capital, that is operating cycle method. So there we need to calculate gross operating cycle and net operating cycle. So gross operating cycle, under that first we need to calculate raw material conversion period. Formula is average stock of raw material divided by raw material consumed per day. Work in progress conversion period average stock of work in progress divided by cost of production per day. Finished goods conversion period, average stock of finished goods divided by cost of goods sold per day. Then book date conversion period, book dates divided by average credit sale per day. Then less the payment deferral period, this is relating to credit hours. Credit hours divided by credit purchases per day. So we'll get net operating cycle. Then you need to calculate number of operating cycle in a year. Formula is 365 divided by net operating cycle. Then finally we can calculate working capital required by this formula, that is cost of sales divided by number of operating cycle in a year. So if cost of sales is not given, the sales figure itself can be considered. We can take sales as a cost of sales. Here is a problem. Working capital requirement we need to calculate by using operating cycle method. Average inventory, raw material, work in progress, finished goods, and daily information given. Raw material consumed per day, cost of production per day, cost of sales goods sold, cost of goods sold per day, credit sale per day, credit purchases per day information given, total debtors and total creditors. Let's move to this problem. Statement of operating cycle. First, raw material conversion period. Average stock of raw material. Average stock of raw material given here is 4 lakh divided by raw material consumed per day 4 lakh. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಖಾಲಿ raw material consumed ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ we will be considering it is for year. So to the formula you need to multiply 360. ಡೈಲಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 360 ಅನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ 360 ಟು ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. Okay, then average stock of work in progress. Work in progress is 6 lakh. Then cost of production per day is 1 lakh. Then average stock of finished goods 8 lakh. Cost of goods sold information given in a problem 1,60,000. So this number of days you will get 10, 6, 5. Then inventory conversion period is 21. Then book date conversion period, book dates total debtors divided by credit sale per day. So your total debtors is 18 lakh, credit sale per day is 1,50,000. debtors ಗೆ ನಾವು credit sale ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, creditors ಗೆ credit purchase ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, so number of days required for converting book dates, it is 12 days. Less payment deferral period, creditors divided by credit purchases per day, 10,40,000 divided by 80,000, it is 13. So net operating cycle is 20 days. Number of operating cycle in a year 365 days. If problem alli 360, assume there are 360 days anta kotte, then you have to write here 360. If no information with regard to the number of days in a year, then you have to assume that there will be 365 days in a year. 365 divided by number of net operating cycle, this is some information. 365 divided by 20, number of operating cycle in a year, it is 18.25. Working capital required is cost of sales. Cost of sales here, which information you are taking? That is here directly given ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ, ಖಾಲಿ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ 1,60,000 divided by 18.25 into 360. Remember, you are multiplying 365 to the working capital requirement formula only when per day information given. Per day information ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ raw material consumed per day, cost of goods sold per day, ಆ ಥರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ 365 ಅನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ 365 ಟು ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. average data's given. Data period of credit allowed 20 days. Raw material consumed 48 lakh. Cost of production 1.08 crore. So per day ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. So to the formula you have to multiply 360. ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ಗೆ 360 ಅನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ 2.25 crores. ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, 2.10 crore. Average inventory, raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Calculate working capital requirement based on operating cycle assuming 360 days. So let's see the 360 days anta mention madidare. So through the formula you have to multiply 360 days. Average stock of raw material given in a problem. Raw material consumed per day 48 lakh given here into 360 because per day information alla. So multiply 360 to the formula. So you'll get 30 days. Similarly, average stock of work in progress divided by cost of goods sold given in problem into 360. Again multiply 360. Finished goods 5 lakh. Cost of goods sold per day is 2,25,000. 360. So here, so for work in progress, not cost of goods sold per day. You have to take cost of production per day, but cost of production information kodade idre ನಾವು cost of goods sold ಅನ್ನು consider ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, then book date conversion period, average book dates, debtors divided by credit sale per day given into 360, 12 days. So a payment deferral period, average creditors divided by credit purchase per day, it is 20, net operating cycle is 40. Number of operating cycle 360 divided by net operating cycle, that is 9. Then working capital requirement, cost of sales per year divided by number of net operating cycle in a year. So here we are not multiplying 360 because yearly information given. So we already multiplied to the formula, no need to multiply again to the last formula. Then third method is percentage of sales method. Let's see the problem. XYZ Limited achieved sales of 20 lakh for the year 2005-06. During the year it needed working capital of 2 lakh. So previous year only 2 lakh working capital requirement. It estimate the working capital requirement for 2006-07. So this is current year. If the sales estimated for the same period is 32 lakh. So illi 20 lakh ಗೆ working capital 2 lakh adre what is a percentage, like that calculate. Working capital divided by sales into 100. So we'll get percentage of working capital as a percentage of sales, that is 10%. Then sales estimated, that is 32 lakh. 2006-07 ali 32 lakh is a sales into percentage you got in previous calculation 10%. So 3,20,000.